And we're going to start with that massive cleanup effort now underway just west of the Metroplex. Here's a look at the destruction in Mineral Wells. Right off the bat, we need to say no one has died tonight despite all that damage.
But for the second time in 3 days, families have been displaced from their homes and trying to figure out what's next. As we said, Mineral Wells was the hardest hit area tonight. That's about 50 miles west of Fort Worth in Parco and Palo Pinto counties.
You know, we brought you 5 hours of continuous live coverage right through 8 p.m. Chief Meteorologist Pete Delkus is about to walk us through what happened and look ahead to our chances for more rain this week.
But let's begin with Richard Sullivan live in Mineral Wells tonight. Richard?
Yeah, guys, right now the city officials tell me they are working to put the city under curfew because it is simply too dangerous with all the debris spread across several neighborhoods here in the city. But beyond that destruction, beyond the damage, guys, tonight there is real pain and heartbreak, and we saw that in real time earlier this evening. I had a chance to stand there with the homeowner as he looked upon what was his home. He told me he was in the kitchen with his wife, hunkered down as that tornado ripped through their neighborhood. And tonight, these are the words that he had to share with me.
Well, my wife and I had been on the back patio because they had told us that it was actually by the lake.
Yeah.
And so we'd gone on the back patio, and then it got real windy. We started seeing debris, which I guess from the neighbor's house. We had time to shut the door, and then it hit, and all of our windows were busting, and debris was just flying around in our living room.
So where were you guys at?
Right by the kitchen bar.
Okay. And you hunkered down.
Mm-hmm.
What did it sound like?
Just a lot of breaking glass and bumps and bangs.
Yeah.
It
What's going through your head right now? Just
where'd I begin to fix it? Starting over.
how long have you guys lived here, if you don't mind me asking?
19 years.
Wow. 19 years in this home, and it all gone in a matter of seconds. Now, this is in the Holiday Hills neighborhood, right next to the golf course here in the city. Police allowed us in for a brief moment, and the damage was extensive. I mean, just look at this. Homes ripped apart by the tornado, trees snapped like twigs. Officials say around 5 this evening, they set off the emergency warning system. And shortly after, that's when tons of reports started rolling in of damage. The good news here tonight, no one has died and no one is currently missing, but officials are still searching just to be safe. There were several injuries reported and treated on location, and I'm told by officials tonight 2 people were transported to the hospital. Now, we did ask an update on their conditions, but they didn't share it at this time. We know multiple homes were severely damaged, but the most important thing here tonight is that everyone is still here, and those who can are chipping in to help.
I talked to everybody so far, and everybody I talked to, you know, they already went to get some rooms, but everybody's doing good. I mean, they're okay.
What does it say that so many people are out helping right now?
It's a blessing. It really is. Everybody coming in together. That's great. You know.
Truly a blessing here in this community tonight, but officials say they do not need the help of citizens because it is simply too dangerous. Again, you saw some of that video, all the debris spread across the neighborhood. We do know from officials, and I wanted to make sure that we reported this information. If you are needing help here tonight in this area, they say head over to Mineral Wells High School because the cafeteria is open as a center. The American Red Cross is here as well. And we did confirm with the district before the start of this newscast that school will be in session for students. But certainly, this community has a long road to recovery. And now I want to send it over to my colleague, Adriana Del Alba, who is also in Mineral Wells. Adriana, where are you at and what are you seeing tonight?
Hey, Richard. Well, like you mentioned, you and I have been out here on the ground for hours, and I noticed that home after home, block after block, damage, homes destroyed. The damage here, I liked how you mentioned it. The damage here is extensive, and I'm just going to show you. This is a warehouse, a manufacturing warehouse. It's hard to tell what it even was because the entire front was destroyed. This all used to be glass, and you can see that it's just covered in debris. It is mangled. It's difficult to see what this was in the past, but that is just a glimpse of the damage here. This is near the Country Club Estates neighborhood. It's a pressure vessel manufacturing building, and the people who run this place, they are here tonight, and they are devastated. Tonight, they say they don't even know where to begin. And that's the story across several parts of Mineral Wells and Weatherford. That reported tornado damaging homes, tearing down trees, and knocking down power lines. It traveled more than 2 miles. Further south, we met a family whose homes sit on the same piece of land just off of Highway 180 in Weatherford. Neighbors immediately stepped in to begin helping with cleanup there. It was just wonderful to see people coming together for that family in those moments. And the reported tornado tore through it, flipping this mobile home on its side. And steps away, this is the home of a man named John Reeder. He told us he was lying in bed when suddenly the roof flew off. He is okay, thank goodness, and made it through with just a scratch.
I was in that room. I was sitting on that bed. They said, take shelter. I stood up and I was like, I'm just thankful I made it out of there, that's for sure.
And as for these business owners for this warehouse, it's going to be a long night. Richard mentioned there is a curfew in place, but these owners say they actually want to hunker down and keep an eye on this property. So a lot of work ahead tomorrow. Daylight really will reveal all of this damage, and that's when the real cleanup effort begins as people start to recover whatever they can. We're live in Mineral Wells tonight. Adriana De Alba.
Our thanks to you, Adriana, and Richard Solomon. Just an excellent job out in the field. And to reiterate what Richard Solomon said, Mineral Wells ISD will operate on a normal school schedule tomorrow.
You know, and you look at that damage, the Weather Service will go out there tomorrow and they'll make the final determination. But, I mean, it's tornado damage. We know that. I mean, it's got to be an EF2, possibly an EF3. I was talking with Jesse Huila about that. You know, where those roofs are ripped off, that's usually an EF3.
Okay.
So high-end EF2, probably a low-end EF3.
And they'll likely make that determination sometime tomorrow.
Probably sometime tomorrow. We'll have that tomorrow evening during the newscast, but just horrible. Thank goodness no one died.
Yeah.
And thank goodness you guys were here keeping everyone safe.
Yeah,
For how
I mean,
many hours straight tonight?
5.
5 hours.
Yeah, it was. I
straight.
mean, this all started. You know, there was a frontal boundary across the Dallas-Fort Worth area, just to the north. It was sagging to the south with a dry line. It triggered these thunderstorms. They drifted to the south. Fortunately, there was only a couple of them.
Yeah.
But you saw what one of them did. So I'm glad there wasn't any more. There were a number of locations here. Parts of Collin County, parts of Dallas County barely had any rain.
Wow.
And areas to the east of the Metroplex were like, hey, we didn't get in on it at all, but thank goodness we didn't.
Yeah.